Alright, so this is game 2 between Schism, oops, sorry about that, Schism and Mo. And the map here is Othello, and this is also a very common map for the King of the Hill series. And it's actually still quite popular in IC Cup and in Pro League and all that good stuff. So this should be a very fairly common map to all of you. I just revealed it so you all can see just real quick. We have Schism in the top leftist position of Othello, and we have Mo at the bottom leftish position. He's sending his scouting overlord to the right, so he's not going to find Schism unless he decides to send out a drone like he did in the other game. The only negative side of sending out a drone this time is that he'd have to check 2 spots, whereas before he only had to check just one other spot. But if he sends out a drone, it'll be more than likely to the top left and he'll find Schism. So we'll see what he does here. Second overlord building. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for the 12 hatch or the 12 pool. Again, it just depends on if he feels like he can harass those lings, but more than likely he's going to go for the 12 hatch. Fairly safe map to do that on. Again, it's 4 positions you have to scout, and depending on which way Schism scouts is going to affect whatever build order he tries to do. More than likely he'll probably do a 1 racks build. That's also a very safe build on this map, the 1 racks build, just because the choke is a little bit smaller and you have a ramp, obviously, to help defend against any kind of Zergling harass. And it looks like we are going to be seeing the 12 hatch from Mo. That's going to go down there. And we'll see which way Schism decides to scout. He's going to scout to the right, so he's not going to find... No, wait. No, he's going to scout bottom left. Okay. So he is going to find Mo right off. He's going to see the 12 hatch. And we'll see what he decides to do here. He's not building a second rack, so it looks like he's going to go for the 1 racks expand. So that's, again, very safe build. And drone from Mo going to come out and spot the delayed second racks. And he might even see that SCV moving out to build a command center if he doesn't retreat that drone right away. SCV, of course, is going to scout the late spawning pool. So Schism is really not going to have too much to worry about. This is going to turn into probably a decent macro game from both players. It'd be interesting to see whether Mo tries to go for lurkers or mutas. Now, same deal on this map. Mutas aren't that effective in a main base kind of situation, just because it's more open, harder to get to. But they have that back ramp area, that back ledge, area where mutas can easily come in and snipe. But what sometimes Terrans like to do is put a couple of turrets up there and then a couple turrets on the low ground, and that effectively delays mutas long enough for Marines to be able to reinforce the area. So we'll see what Mo decides to do here. Again, very smart with the 3rd hatchery, keeping that inside his base on top of the ramp there, and that's going to help him again with his production capabilities, drones and fighting units and whatnot. This overlord's probably going to park somewhere in the middle of a map over a ledge to spot for any kind of weird roving marine kind of units. An expansion almost up for Schism. And of course the gas. Schism, because the scouting SCV is still alive, he knows that Mo has not built any form of an army, so he doesn't really need to put down a second rack just yet. He's just going to go ahead and tech. Probably going to throw down an academy and another barracks and start preparing for the harassment. He's going to need the comsat because I don't think his SCV is going to live much longer. Great control by Mo there, cutting off that SCV though. SCV's not going to live much longer. Mo just needs to get 3 more hits on that, and that's, 1, 2, and here comes the 3rd, maybe. Oh no, yeah, there it is. Okay, so, and the academy's almost over halfway finished. Second rack's finished, halfway finished. So what's going to happen here is Mo is just going to keep his Zerglings out to see if Schism decides to go for any kind of harass, and then that'll give him time to build up more Zerglings or plant down more Sunkens while he goes for his tech, which is, again, no Hydra Den before the lair, and that's almost done. So it is going to be Muta, and Muta is very, very strong opening against Terran. You very rarely see a lurker opening, just because Zerg loses a lot of mobility when they go lurker, whereas with Muta they can They can keep the Terran army running back and forth between the main base and the natural and prevent it from moving out just because of the threat of the mutas coming in and overwhelming the turret defenses. No engineering bay. Going for the third racks instead. Okay, there's the engineering bay. And the spire. And stem almost done as well. So it's just going to come down to pretty much macro. Macro, micro capabilities. Schism better be careful. He's going to cap himself up. He's got a depot. Going to be finishing here soon. And Schism actually going to move out. And the reason why you want to move out as a Terran player like this, and wow, great control by those Zerglings. That Overlord, I think, spotted the Marines moving out. And it spotted the SCV moving out. And that SCV is probably scouting for a third base. And that's where this drone's probably going to go. It's actually easier for Zerg to hold a third base in another main base instead of out in the open like this, just because it's so easily flankable. Anyways, the reason why a Terran pushes out with a force like this is just to force the Zerg player to waste a larva, hopefully in building Zerglings he won't need, building sunken colonies that he doesn't need, and that just delays the mutas that much more. But Mo still has 7 larvae saved up, so he's still going to be able to produce enough mutas to not really let that Marine force stall him that much. And nice, coming in here with that pair of Zerglings, trying to get as many kills as he can. Trying to delay the turret there. Got it at 196. Wow. And it looks like Schism's going to put the turrets up on the backdrop there. And that SCV never did make it to scout this position, so Schism should really send out another SCV to scout, but I think he still thinks there's Zerglings roving around out there, but not really the case. Hydrogen, so looks like Mo might be going for a faster switch to lurkers than we saw in game 1. So now here comes Mutalisk Harass, and we know that Mo had very good Mutalisk harassment capabilities, and Schism again kind of making the mistake of building turrets to protect his tech, but not really building turrets to protect his SCV lines, except for in the case of his natural expansion. So those mutas are going to run around and try to snipe whatever they can. Good turret placement there by Schism. That's not going to let those mutas sit there and hold position over a turret and take it out. SCV moving out, probably going to try to scout the third. Of course, not going to find anything there, of course. Should move on to scout the bottom right. And actually, Schism could use a comsat. He's got quite a bit stored up. He needs this comsat, the natural, the main base, see what the text is, and then scan. A Zerg almost always, like I said, takes another base instead of their third for their gas. So he could potentially use a comsat to scout for that. But Mo keeping him very occupied at the moment, harassing the turrets up on the high ground and the low ground. Mo did take quite a bit of damage from those missile turrets, though. But just doing a great job harassing and just picking off these random units that, you know, because of the AI, the attack move, they just come out by themselves, and allows the Mutalisk to just capitalize on that, take them out.